The name HEROS is synonymous with high-quality motorcycle protective clothing in the motorcycle industry. Lesser known, however, are the faces behind the brand. To change that, I've invited a colleague to introduce to you, and we'll talk about his favorite product. See you in a moment after the intro. So, and here we are already. I have Axel with me. Dear Axel, could you maybe give us a brief introduction about yourself, who you are, and what you do at HEROS?
Yes, hello. I'm Axel Studte, and I am currently responsible for overseeing international sales and the disposition, or the procurement. I am now in the 18th year here at HEROS, so as you can see, you can definitely stick it out for a longer period of time. But today, it's less about my job and more about which product I like the most from HEROS.
All right, sounds good to me. Let's dive right into it. So what have you brought to share with us today?
Yes, my favorite product is the ProX Air. It's a mesh jacket, and for good reason, because I am an avowed fair weather rider. That means when it gets cold and nasty outside, I actually don't feel like it anymore. I generally prefer having a dry and warm wind gently blowing around my nose, which is why I opt for wearing a mesh jacket.
All right, you know what? I'll just slip right in, and then we'll take a closer look at this thing. See you in a bit.
The ProX Air is definitely my favorite product because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm usually out and about in warm weather, so optimal ventilation from the products becomes absolutely essential and most important to me. I practice layering as well, for anyone who might not yet be familiar with what layering actually means in detail. It's all about using multiple layers to best adapt effectively to changing weather conditions. That means, when it's warm, just wear the mesh jacket, or in my specific case, with an airbag underneath. I continue to ride with the eVest Pro myself. And when the temperature drops, you can work with a windstopper layer underneath it. When it starts to rain, I have my Gore-Tex rain jacket with me, which I just put on. Different layers, best adjustments to weather conditions. But, as mentioned, mostly in warm weather, the key is optimal ventilation. We ensure optimal ventilation through the use of extensive mesh panels as clearly visible here on the jacket. A frequent issue found with these large mesh panels is that they're typically limited abrasion resistance, which may indeed raise some concerns, because this mesh is actually a net, and this net isn't usually very abrasion resistant. But now, fortunately, there is the ProX Air, because it's AA tested. This means it has successfully achieved certification for medium-level speeds. Of course, we're still not where we would be with a leather suit in terms of safety. But for me, it's a good compromise. I get optimal ventilation, good abrasion resistance, and with the airbag, great protection. But even if there's no airbag underneath, it remains truly optimal with regard to its features and equipment, as the reliable HEROS protectors are integrated within it. That means joints, in this case shoulder and elbow, already have level 2 certified D3O protectors installed, which have very, very good residual force values in the impact test. Additionally, if you prefer, you have the option to incorporate a chest protector or maybe even include a back protector as well. As I mentioned, in my case, that's not necessary because I always wear the eVest Pro underneath, which already provides the necessary protection. Exactly. So here you can access the Velcro from the inside via the zipper, where the back protector is inserted. I would say from the back through the front to reach the Velcro, where you can also insert the chest protector, thus ensuring maximum protection. The jacket is otherwise quite minimalist, meaning that there's really not much detail to it. Apart from this pocket here in the front, where you can store the essentials. Now, you might say it's impractical without the pockets, but it also comes with a huge advantage. It's just little weight, not much that blocks ventilation. There are also no straps to tighten the sleeve in any way, because it's already cut very snug. And that's how I simply have a very light, very flexible product that's ultimately maximally comfortable. The only thing I really need to keep the sleeve in place in case of a fall, so it doesn't ride up my arm, are these thumb loops. At the beginning, I was somewhat skeptical about whether it might indeed limit comfort in terms of practical usability. But experience has shown, You don't actually notice it after just a few seconds on the bike, not even under the glove. I said there's only a front pocket. That's not correct. If you could turn around a moment, Toby. Back here we have an additional pocket. And here I could, for example, store my windbreaker or even the Gore-Tex rain jacket. Another practical detail. There's a convenient loop on the neck. At first, it might seem a bit strange, especially when Toby happens to be wearing it, but very practical for carrying the jacket or hanging it over handlebars when you take a short break to enjoy the view somewhere. So it's a top-notch product, providing comfort and great ventilation while still ensuring safety. That's why it's my favorite in the held collection.
Axel, great, thanks a bunch. That really gives you a strong desire to go on some wonderful summer motorcycle tours. I'll just throw it over my shoulder now. It is practical. What we forgot to mention is that there are two colors. This is the black variation that was demonstrated here, and then on this side we also have the grey-black version available for viewing. Once again, a big thank you, Axel, for attending and being here with us. I express my gratitude for watching. Please leave a like and feel free to leave a comment as well. And we'll see each other soon. Bye.